We are in the studio today giving you a fantastic, life-changing podcast. Today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons a man should subscribe to a women's podcast like The Julie Tussey Show. If you are listening to The Julie Tussey Show and you are a man, you are a very smart man. Listen in and learn even more today. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave us a good review. It helps our show out. Welcome to The Julie Tussey Show. Get on the Julie Tussey train. We're going somewhere, baby.
Pop the glam pain. It's time for the Julie Tussey Show live guest current event scathing exposés. The original suburban bombshell, the big blonde baby. Giving you the fastest, funniest, most informative 30 minutes of your life. And now, here's Julie Tussey.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here on the Julie Tussey Show today. Wow, we have had a lot of exciting things going on around here, as I'm sure if you listen regularly, you have heard. The Fabulous Cooking Show is off the ground and running. We are taking sponsors right now, so if you have a business and you'd like some television advertising with a really, really nice local base here in the Central Kentucky area, please reach out to me. You can reach me at the Julie Tussey Show at gmail.com. Very excited about that. Gary's launching his own podcast called The Real Gary Tussey Show. It'll probably be launched by the time you hear this, so the 1st of April 2019. That is coming out. How are you guys doing? How is everybody? Oh, I just feel like I wish you could call me and just talk to me. And actually, I think I'm going to set up a live podcast where you can do that because we now have a phone number. Wouldn't that be good? Setting up some interviews for this summer. And I'm thinking about doing the sugar-free summer challenge. Yeah, I said it. I have been talking a lot about, well, actually deciding a lot about to cut sugar out of my diet because it's like my Achilles heel. Oh my gosh. So if we do that, we'll probably do that in the next podcast. But all that is that you will just join with me. We have a Facebook page called the Sugar-Free Summer Challenge, and you can go on there and join the group. And we just make a commitment. Okay, I'm going to do 1 day a week. I'm not going to eat any extra sweets and Twinkies and ding dongs and cake and ice cream and all that, or 4 days a week, or whatever you decide to do. But I'm seriously thinking about launching that this summer because I am ready. So maybe if I go on and do it now, by then it'll be out of my system and you guys will be off the hook. Nope, not going to work that way, I don't think, because I'm going to be too lonely. Anyway, today on the podcast, we are talking about 5 reasons a man should subscribe to a woman's podcast. Oh my gosh, to a women's podcast. The thing that I find is our audience is 25% male and 75% female. Generally, it averages that over time. And the thing that I always say, and this is so true, is that if you are listening to the Julie Tussey Show and you are a man, you are a very smart man. And you know why? This is how you learn about women. So many times do we hear the saying, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and we are so polar opposite of each other. Well, you know, there's only one way to fix that, is we have to start understanding each other. So today I want to talk about 5 reasons a man should subscribe to a women's podcast. Number 1, education. The first one, and if you think of some more, you can send them to me and let me know. But the first one I came up with was, it's a complete education about women. When you listen to a podcast by a woman for women, you are going to learn how to get in a woman's head, right? Now, a lot of men listening, they got their own woman, and that is more than enough to have to learn. how to deal with. So, number one, education. You want to get in her head. You want to understand how a woman thinks. You know, a woman is so much more complex mentally than a man. We are all emotion and a lot of emotion, and you aren't. You just aren't. You know, I saw a really cool picture on Facebook, and it was like they showed a man's brain, and it was like one plugged in wire running over to the other side of his brain with a plugged in wire. And men they're so focused, and women are multitaskers. And the picture of the woman's was like 5 million wires running here and there and here and there and here and there and here and there. And it does feel, it was just so accurate. It depicted what I felt like to be a truth about women's thought processes. We just seem to think so much differently than you, and we multitask all the time. You know, Gary will say to me, Julie, you gotta focus. You gotta focus. And I've noticed that he's very like one thing focused at a time, and I am not. I can focus. See, I told you I could focus. But I multitask all the time in my mind. Women are just better at multitasking, and in my opinion, okay? You can argue with me or you can dislike me for saying that, but I don't know if it's because we have so many hats to carry, you know, to wear, that we have, we have the woman thing, and we got to take care of us, and then we got the husband thing, we got to take care of that, and then we have 14 kids or 2 kids or however many kids. Each child has to have care, and so it's like so many things going on at one time. So if you will listen to this podcast and other podcasts for women or about women or even by a woman, you can learn so much. You can become educated to get in her head, because if you get in her head, you can figure out how to get in her heart. Number 2, you will get understanding about what she deals with. I think you will get a lot of understanding. 5 reasons a man should subscribe to a women's podcast. Number 2, understanding. I mean, you're going to begin to understand how it is to live in her world, what she deals with on a regular basis. Not only are we dealing with a negative inner dialogue, which we talked about a couple episodes ago. I did an entire 4-part series on Girl Wash Your Mouth Out, because I was talking about how 77% of our inner dialogue is negative, and how to change that, and how even changing it can go as far as changing 90% of our DNA. Okay, so a woman deals with a lot of peer pressure from the sexy, perfect bodies on magazines and on television. Now there's a whole nother industry that you just click your phone and you're in the porn world. And there's just so much. So it's got to be perfect breasts, perfect waist, perfect butt, perfect legs. The Kim Kardashians, which no offense against them. They're beautiful women, but there just seems to be so much pressure on a woman to be not real. You know what I mean? To be not real. And so we're dealing with that. We're always constantly dealing with this way that other women look, and they're presented, and they're beautiful, and there's Instagram, and there's Facebook, and there's social media. So not only the pressure of that, we have the negative thoughts in our mind that we're dealing with about ourselves already, because our thighs aren't perfect, or our stomach is chunky now because we had 2 sets of twins, or all of those things. And then you've got the social media aspect from the beauty of the things that your man can look at every single day at the click of a button, and the porn thing at a click of a button. But you also have the hearting people messaging back and forth. Women can reach out to your man and never even consider that you exist. We have that. See, you're going to learn so much. So we have that. That's something we're dealing with. Then we have to deal with aging. Then we have to deal with hormone fluctuations. And depending on the cycle of life, where we are in our life, we deal with our estrogen going away and our stomach getting fat to make more. And so there's just so much that a woman deals with on a daily basis. And then on top of that, maybe juggling a job, making sure there's groceries in the house, making sure the house is clean, making sure the kids are okay, the children get sick, you have to be the caregiver. There's just so much pressure right now on women. And then you walk in the door, darling, and you are not happy with us, or you had a bad day, or whatever, and that's even another thing. And God did create us to handle this. He did. But if you listen to a podcast that deals with these kinds of issues, helping women so you don't implode or explode or go off the chain, it's just good for you as a man to realize. I think sometimes if a man could realize all of these internal pressures that many women deal with, most women, and then the external pressures, you could be a pressure reliever. You know what I mean? You would be a pressure reliever instead of contributing to more weight on her shoulders. You might you might learn to compliment her. It's so funny how a woman can have a great body or be beautiful, and she just does not realize it, doesn't think it, and she's down on herself a lot of times. And I think that hormones play a part in that. But so number 2, understanding. Number 1 was education, to get in her head. And number 2 is understanding what she deals with. What it's like to be a woman is not easy. How would you like to get up in the morning to go to work and you started your period, your stomach hurts really bad, you have a headache, you're all crampy, you just want to go back to bed and you have to go to work. And on top of that, you feel severely emotional. Well, that's just a typical day for a week every month for a woman. So that's something you'll learn about. We'll be right back after this message. After a week of hearing hundreds of I can'ts, I'm here today to tell you you can. Find us on social media at facebook.com/The Julie Tussey Show and Instagram, The Julie Tussey Show, home of the original suburban bombshell. I'd like to mention my dear friend Christy Miller of the Seeker newspaper, who gave us a front page ad in the March issue of her Seeker paper. You can get it free in Richmond, Kentucky and the surrounding areas. If you are a local business and you're looking to do some advertising, what a great opportunity you have with Christy. Thank you so much, Christy. I love you. Ladies, if you want to shop some amazing products, go and visit my website. Go to thejulietusseyshow.com/shop. That's right. I said that magic word. You're going to find some amazing and beautiful products there. We have new earrings for spring that are just light and gorgeous. Body bars that we have hand designed, that we literally chose the fragrances and essential oils for. A new product line coming out, kicking it off with some great CBD oil from Z-Lease. A great new product line we'll be bringing and introducing to you very soon in a full podcast. You're just going to find amazing things there. You can also reach out to me there. Listen to the podcast, check out previous podcasters and people that have been on the show. So go give it a try. Go give it a look. thejulietusseyshow.com. And now, back to the Julie Tussey Show. If you listen to a podcast, you subscribe to a podcast about women, you are going to learn what she likes. You're going to find out what women are talking about. You're going to find out what's all about that Gucci bag and that Michael Kors pair of shoes and that MAC makeup and things like that. You're also going to find out what's important to them because of the topics that we choose. When we talk about women's health and women's fitness, when we talk about glamour, when we talk about beauty trends, and when we talk about current events, you're going to find out a lot more information about your woman, that you are going to learn so much more about what she likes. Find out what she likes, and you are going to be treated so well when you can understand a woman, when you can be educated about what's in her head, when you understand what she's dealing with, when you learn what she likes. And I mean, take it a step further and ask her. Ask her, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite flower? What designer are you into? Those kinds of things. Number 4, understanding women's health. You're going to learn a lot, at least on this podcast, about the health of a woman and the different phases and cycles of life that a woman goes through, from teenage years all the way through menopause. And it's just so important to understand how hormone health makes such a difference in a woman. Like, I'm sure Gary has felt like he is just in another world with me going through perimenopause so severely towards menopause. And you know, I never used to be a hot-tempered thing like I am. For many years, I was like pretty mellow. I wasn't hot-tempered. But I'm telling you, for the last 2 years, I am hot-tempered. And I'm working on it. But I have to eat right. I have to exercise. I got to cut out some of that sugar. There's these things that as a woman, I have to do just to be nice. Can you believe I just said that? But sometimes I just don't feel like I can be nice. Now, I am nice. I really, truly am, because I discipline myself. But I love that Gary is learning and understanding what I'm going through, so he can give me a little grace and a little space when I need it, right? And number 5, you will find out what a woman wants in a man. If you listen to a podcast and you subscribe to a podcast for women, you are going to find out what a woman wants in a man. That's right. You're going to find out what's appealing to us, what's attractive to us, and a lot of the things I just prefaced with that understanding. I mean, there's nothing like for a woman to have a man who understands. And you know what? Even if you don't understand, if you just say, I understand. Woo, that will go so far. But if you listen to this podcast, you're going to get a lot of understanding of what a woman wants in a man, because there are certain things that we are looking for. And not every woman's exactly the same, but I think there's pretty much a generalized list. We want you to understand us. We don't want you to fix everything. Number 2, we do want you to be strong and be a man. And we want you to work. We want you to work every day. 5 days a week. That's just in a nutshell, just off the top of my head, what I can come up with. So yeah, you will find out what she wants in a man. So you will learn so much about a woman if you subscribe to a podcast for women like the Julie Tussey Show podcast. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really liked it. I really wanted to talk about this because the 25% of men that are listening to this podcast, they are very, very smart. So if you're a woman, share this podcast with your man. Share it with your cousins, share it with your friends, share it with the guys at work, and let them know that they're going to get so much further with women if they will listen to this podcast. So 5 reasons a man should subscribe to a women's podcast. I love it. Wanted to update you guys and let you know that the cooking show is on Roku now. It's, let me see, you go and search for WBON-TV, and then I have my own channel on under WBON-TV, and it's just called Julie Tussey Channel. That just seems so wild to me. The cooking show's doing great. You can also find us at youtube.com/C/TMETV. You can go and see all the episodes. There's a whole bunch of really cool archive stuff on there. We've had that channel for years, and I just never promoted it, never did anything with it, just kind of used it as an archive. So there's all kinds of music in there and things like that. Let me see. Tussey Excavation is up and running. You'll hear a commercial here in a minute about it, but if you need some excavation work here in the local area, let us know. We also have a fabulous, beautiful 2,200 square foot home on Auckland Avenue in Richmond, Kentucky that we just got done building. It is gorgeous. Granite, tile showers, all that kind of thing. So go check us out at facebook.com/Tussey Construction. It was built by Tussey Homes Incorporated, and it is beautiful. And the view, we actually joke and say we are selling the view and throwing a house in and close to all the amenities. So that is really, really good. You get a chance, go check out the Real Gary Tussey podcast and give him a shout out. You guys find me on Facebook, and let's see, you can go to the Facebook page. It's, of course, facebook.com/ The Julie Tussey Show, and you can follow there. You can also find me, Julie Tussey. I'm getting close to my 5,000 limit of friends, but you can definitely reach out to me, and you can write to me at thejulietusseyshow@gmail.com. I want to know what you're doing. Let me know what you're doing. You can check out the boutique that we have going on at thejulietusseyshow.com/shop. Going to be having a doctor in here pretty soon. I think we're going to introduce you to some new products, a weight loss product. It's going to be really, really cool. I don't want to let this cat out of the bag yet, but it's going to be really, really neat. And a new CBD oil line. So we'll be talking about some interesting things. This is Julie Tussey telling you only get one life. Live it to the fullest.
Hi, this is Marilyn. I'd love for you to go and subscribe to the Julie Tussey Show Fabulous Cooking on YouTube.com/C/TME-TV.
If you're in the central Kentucky area and you need excavation, we are your company. That's right. Tussey Excavation is here. We are certified. We can dig out anything that you need dug out. We can put it back too. It's an amazing, amazing company. We are here for you. Give us a call, 859-489-6159. That's Tussey Excavation.
If life is my oyster, darling, pass the hot sauce.